Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new play-by-play video. Today we're going to be playing some Bellona solo. And I know, I haven't been uploading all too much recently. A lot of that comes to Smite 2 being on the horizon, and I really wanted to do like an A to Z series, but figured that with how little time we had left, it was a little kind of nonsensical. So didn't decide to do it, but nonetheless, I'm really excited to post this video. I'm going to be trying to do until Smite 2 comes out. I'm going to be trying to focus on kind of characters that we're going to see in Smite 2 and be playing right away, Bellona being one of them. This is a rank game, of course, but we're going to be doing a little bit of a different build. We're going to try Stormseeker, see how that feels. Obviously, Bellona is a character that isn't so valuable and relevant right now in the meta, so this is kind of just like a guess. Can we do something a little bit janky that's not inherently awful and, make it work to some extent? As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, I apologize for the kind of slower um, rollout of videos. That's partially just schedule things, but as Smite 2 kind of comes to play, I'll be uploading more. I'm uploading tomorrow a sort of analysis breakdown slash reaction to the Smite 2 patch notes, which are coming out tomorrow for the latest kind of big reveal, release, update, whatever it is that this closed or open alpha, whatever it's called, is going to be played on. So it's going to kind of be like my honest thoughts. It's going to kind of help you guide as to what is good, what is the meta. Obviously, it's a projection rather than true facts. And play-by-play videos for Smite 2 might be a little bit awkward just to start with, just because obviously I'm learning things as well. But I think it'll be a good time nonetheless. And at the end of the day, Smite is still Smite, so can't be too hard. I'm very optimistic. I think they made a lot of great changes from a design standpoint, so I'm hoping that looks good. But yeah, any questions about Smite 2, feel free to ask in the comments and stuff, and obviously I'll be getting to that tomorrow. So in this lane, Wukong Bellona, this is a matchup where obviously with the Stormseeker build, I just want to Chalice. I have a lot of cost kind of effective iteming here. I've got attack speed to make me auto faster, obviously, which really buffers my clear. Excuse me, buffs my clear. Just because extra attack speed means I get more of these cleave autos off as fast as possible. So this is actually, from a pure clear perspective, probably the best build you can go on Bellona, aside, from going Sling. So actually a little bit better than Frostbound from a level 1 perspective on just pure clear. Of course, we're going Stormseeker, that's 1550, and as you're noticing, because we're able to clear so strong, Bellona being a character that really kind of fell out of the meta, always still held this ability to just intrinsically clear very good, and as a result, matchups that you think are kind of scary or gods that people tend to hate playing against, Sun Wukong, obviously being at the top of that list for many players, um, kind of negated in a lot of his value. Notice this Mammon Brigitte is rotating over. We can kind of get a vibe for that just by seeing our jungler, which is the Scotty and the Medusa and the mid laner, going to left mid. So that means that Mammon's going to be heading over here. So what that means is that she's going to come over to this Naga camp. Now I can play for a steal. Wukong's going to just stun me, and unfortunately they will just get it. But it's worth it there to press up a little bit as long as you're not losing too much poke and try to make a steal. Whenever a jungler rotates like that, you kind of do just get behind, unfortunately. I can't walk up too far because this character is not extremely safe. And Mammon, obviously, with Wukong, has a lot of great setup potential. So I do lose some farm. I do fall a bit behind, but that is just kind of part of the game sometimes. So it's all good. I like maxing the 3 on this character. It's instant damage, which means good secure. If you max the bludgeon, obviously it's better secure, but you have the wind up, and that's not a great look more often than not. It makes things really difficult. If we get his blue, we hit level 5. If he gets his blue, he hits level 5. I'm not super worried about him hitting level 5. I just want to try to pressure this, at least steal the smalls, and disengage. And we have a quick exit, most likely, in case we need it. So just throw our 2 out here, stole 1. We're going to steal the second one, and I'm just going to leave. There is no point for me to sit there, auto attack. I have no idea where the jungler is, but I do know my duo is really pressed up and the jungler's not there. So we can kind of use deductive reasoning. Well, hey, if our team's pushed up, we don't see the Mammon over there, chances are she could be around. She might not be, but she could be. And if she is, obviously don't want to deal with those problems. So we stole 2 little minis, and the farm we lost for splitting, for him getting the Naga camp, for him getting that silver, yes, we're still down purely XP wise, but we've kind of done a little bit to close that gap, and that's kind of the best you can ask for anytime you're what we're called a weak side. in solo. And weak side just means that their jungler is making some effort to make some plays over here, and your jungler isn't. You're just the weak side. Now, sometimes every lane is the weak side if the jungler's not doing anything, so that can be a problem. But generally speaking, if you can just kind of stay even-ish in a lane like this, it's pretty good. Unfortunately, we do get out secured there. The big problem with Bellona is that her secure is pretty awful despite maxing the 3. Now, Wukong's is one of the best, so it's kind of a very stark contrast, but the idea is if I really want to secure camps, what I need to do is I need to use my auto attack and then my 3 in kind of a combination, so sort of like this. We still didn't secure it, but that kind of an idea. Also, auto-attacking and then ulting on the camp is a great idea, and then 3ing at different thresholds. Again, the idea is sort of, and this is going to be very comparable in Smite 2. If there's a camp that's, say, 400 health, and his ability does 300 damage, yours only does 200, well, you got to find some kind of a way to make it work, either by hitting him, forcing him off the buff, or, you know, doing something, because if it gets to that 300 health, you're just going to lose the camp. There's nothing you can do about it. So that's kind of the weakness about Bellona, but again, there are ways to get around it using your ultimate, although obviously a little bit risky. Just hitting the other guy to kind of force him out can also work at times. And yeah, we have Stormseeker though now, so I'm going to try to get as many stacks as I can. It's not going to be the easiest into a Sun Wukong, probably not the best character to build Stormseeker against. He's looking for a dash here, so we're actually just going to play kind of to space from him. Then we auto him, we ult. And we're not going to kill him just yet, but really, really important. Your passive gives you movement speed. So we're kind of just using that, and a little bit of protections as well. But we're kind of just using that to try to gap close as much as we can, and then just like space away. We are getting dove here, so it looks like we'll probably die. Fortunately. Oh. I think he misclicked. I'm not going to lie. I was going to say, he almost took that second tower shot. It's really bad luck, but that happened. So I guess we'll be happy. Because we're into a physical, magical jungle solo combo, what I tend to recommend is getting some kind of an item that protects you against both types of damage. So Abyssal Stone is a really great item right now in the game. Gives you health, gives you magical prots, gives you physical prots. And it's pretty good, right? Because of that. It's kind of like it's a really great glue item. There's a couple of items like that in Smite 2. I cannot remember the name for my life, but it looks like Runeforged Hammer, kind of. And those physical magical defense items are always good. It's just a great way to say, hey, I don't really know what to build here, or I'm not too strong on any opinion. Let me just get something, though, that I know is going to be somewhat valuable. And this absolutely is. It's going to help us against Smaman, against the Wukong, and it should be great. So we did get a kill at the very least. Again, anytime you commit your ult, you're putting yourself in a bit of trouble. So it's unlucky we didn't get the kill, but at least we got close. I recommend maxing the slow second actually on this character if you're building like more of an auto-attacky build, just because it increases your slow. It doesn't increase your slow. I lied. Okay, that got nerfed. Don't level your dash second. That's shocking. Okay, I guess they changed it. It used to increase your slow. It does not anymore. So max your bludgeon second. It's been a while. That's my excuse. But we froze there a little bit because he had a winning wave. And now we're kind of able to... it's always good when I, like, say something and then I read the thing. And I usually pull it up, by the way, to read it, to, like, show people who are watching why you do a type of thing. But yeah, it's not the case. For Smite 2, I don't know if the slow scales up as you level it. It used to, so I know they've kind of reverted some things in Smite 2. Like, for example, Bellona's ultimate's at 70 seconds of a cooldown in Smite 2. So she's a much better character in Smite 2, relatively, than Smite 1, I think. And yeah. But a little bit awkward that we didn't know that. It's okay, though. It is okay. We'll get a couple stacks here. That's always what we're happy about. I could have ulted right there, but again, I don't know where Mammon is. Look how far we are pressed up. I don't have the solo kill potential on him. I'll just force his ult. And I don't want to force his ult and not have a good chance to kill when there's a potential gank coming in. Just doesn't really strike me as super valuable. This blue's coming up soon. I can kind of stay for that. I can also just reset right here. I can stay a little bit longer. Let's try to get a couple more stacks. I'm not quite at Abyssal Stone. But yeah, again, this is not really the best character to build Stormseeker into. You're pitting yourself against a Chalk, maybe, an Osiris, just characters that kind of like sit near you and fight you. Amaterasu even, probably going to be a lot better. But Wukong, with just how evasive he is, he's losing pressure and value for it, so it's not that it's like bad that we're not getting stacks, so to speak, but it's just like you'd kind of hope to be. So yeah, not really the best pickup, unfortunately, this game, but it's sort of similar to Cloak. You know, if you have a Cloak character, you're building Prophetic Cloak, you want to be building on characters that can apply it well. So in solo lane, that'd be Nike, Achilles, they have a lot of range. You know, Stormseeker's only melee auto attacks, so, or auto attacks in general if you're playing a Hunter. So you want to think about how evasive is the character I'm fighting in the lane. And again, this game, very much not a good look. But it's okay. Wukong's going to rotate. I'm not going to call it because I'm a great teammate. I'll call it now. It's my fault. He should be okay, though, so that's good at least. And Abyssal Stone's going to be purchased. I know it looks weird, but the build is coming together a little bit. Next here, we want to go into some auto attack, speed / defense. Great items for that is Phalanx. Another great item is Berserkers. Both good choices. This Wukong's walking up here, so we're just going to get on him a little bit. I'm going to ult him here, try to force his ult maybe. Okay, good patience by him. We got a lot of stacks, so I'm happy about that. And we forced him out. Remember, Wukong has no TP because he just used it. He can just heal off a Soul Eater and stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk towards this camp. We're going to make him 1 as we get off. And look at that. Now we just secure it for free. Age-old trick right there. Just keep it on the edge of the thing. We're going to see this guy over, so we'll try to get out. Got a double disarm off. I don't know if it's going to be enough. It probably won't. Again, unfortunately, that character is a lot better than other characters in this game, but we're going to dash back, and we will live, just barely. We can heal a little bit here with potions, and we should be fine. So yeah, a bit scary. Mammon, very fortunately not in Smite 2 on release. Hopefully they just remove her. She's horribly designed, but do live it anyways, and we'll continue on. So yeah, Berserkers is a great buy. Gives you some health, HP 5, physical prots, attack speed, everything that you want. Obviously, he knows he's getting ganked, but the 2 is not the move to use. No mana now for that dash, and he's just going to die. But other options here, you know, looking at their comp, Phalanx pretty good. A lot of auto attack in that draft. Also kind of functions pretty similarly to Berserker Shield. You could go a Breastplate next. I know that doesn't give attack speed, but the idea of just having physical prots and cooldown is really, really strong on this character, and it tends to be something I recommend buying. I think for now, we're going to go into a Breastplate, actually, and I'll go some attack speed a little bit later. Because technically, and I know this isn't really a great example in a game like this, but we actually do have enough attack speed for this game, assuming we get enough Stormseeker stacks. Now, is that going to happen? Probably not. Again, 30 stacks at 11 minutes is abysmal. But generally speaking, we get a lot more, and we should sort of be okay. And yeah, I think, again, you imagine you're in a lane that you can hit the guy a little bit more, and building this is going to feel really good. So I'm going to kind of go the build that I would recommend. If you're going something like this, I'm not saying this is better than a Frostbound build. I'm just saying, hey, this is a bit of a different flavor thing if you want to give this a shot. And if you like it, by all means. Also, a little bit of flat pen on Stormseeker always feels really, really nice. But we'll keep trying to get these stacks, and I know we have a purple mask right now, so her attack speed feels way better, but we'll try to get there. So I can go a kin size as well with this character, like after this breastplate, and that's why I was like kind of holding, because I'm not too sure what I want to go just yet. Kins are very good on this god. Typically, just like the Amaterasu build, it hasn't changed. So going Frostbound into Kins is great. I don't actually know if Frostbound is in Smite 2. It's kind of an unhealthy item for the game, I think, despite my favorite characters abusing it. But I will be honest, like it is kind of unhealthy. So if it's not, no problem, right? Just something to think about. I'll make and like discuss what I think are going to be great for builds on characters as soon as possible. Again, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a like reaction thing to the patch notes, and then probably the next day, being Friday, I can do a video talking about like how I would build the solo laners going into the thing. Of course, that might change, but just like a guess off of like what items look good, stuff like that. Again, how helpful is that going to be? I don't know, but I think a couple days ahead of Smite 2, it's going to be nice for people trying to pick up the game and like not be completely lost on what to build, because other things are going to take a bit of time, and I can, for the most part, get a good idea rather early. No ult on this guy here. Shell's forced. Just get some more auto attacks off. We can switch back to this Mammon. No kill here, but we force a Shell. We force an ultimate. I got Stormseeker stacks. I'm pretty happy with that. Wukong also rotates over. And as long as we all survive here, which I think is pretty doable. Oh, maybe not. It should be okay. Get a little bit of damage on this guy. Kind of back up here. Scotty's back. So it's not doomed just yet. I just want to kind of get autos on whoever I can. We're doing decent damage just in general, so feeling pretty good. Get the 3 off. That's his beads there too. And yeah, we'll just kind of head back over to solo. We got some things out of that. That was good. Try to get a couple more here on this Wukong. That's kind of our goal. The blue's up right now, so it's going to be pretty easy to get at least a couple. And again, him fighting for this, I don't even care about this blue that much. I just really want to get these stacks. Alright, yeah, see, because again, I'm not going to be able to out-secure him. I'm not even going to bother. No point, no problem. At 78 now, much better. Again, if you really want to get like full attack speed, it sort of depends on what you build, but assuming no other attack speed items, you're needing to look at it closer to like 200, so we're still quite a bit of ways, obviously depending on the character and all of those things, but still quite a bit of ways, but we're doing good. We're making some leeway and some ground, so that's always good. Can reset right here. We're going to go straight into a breastplate. Again, getting that cooldown, and then my next item here can be a couple of different things. Again, going a kin size I think is fine. If I want to go some sort of a different item that gives me some type of protections, that's also good. I think we're going to do that for now and actually just go a Midgardian Mail here. Remember, they have a lot of auto attack in a double hunter comp. You typically want to play this character when they have a lot of auto attack just because of how well she functions. She can be okay into mages for sure, but ideally, like, you're picking her into 2 auto attackers, be it an assassin auto attacker in the jungle and like an ADC, or you know, just a mid ADC. Either way is okay. You don't have to do that, but that's, you know, in a place where she's not the most meta, that's like generally what I would recommend. And for Smite 2, again, that might change a little bit just because there's less characters, but I think you're going to see a lot of like Zeus and stuff, who's now an auto attacker in Smite 2, so Bellona's going to be a great pick. Zeus looks really strong. I don't really enjoy the new Zeus, but he looks really good. And yeah, for Smite 2, again, I'm going to have the Odin game. I believe Amma's coming out for that. I'll have a Thanatos solo game for sure. I'll have Chalk, Wukong, or not Wukong, excuse me, Odin. I don't think Wukong's out yet, so we'll see. But it'll be cool. We're at 98 stacks now again. We're just like kind of comfortable sitting here. We're farming better than he is. We're getting more of these silvers and stuff overall. Getting scepters, and we're obviously stacking. So we're getting some kind of value from just sitting here. And anytime you're in a lane that's kind of a quote-unquote dead lane, and I consider dead lanes just lanes that you're not really actively getting a huge upper hand in terms of like fighting, whereas you see like we hit him here and we're not getting too much, you want to try to find some way to make it worthwhile. So Prophetic Cloak, something like Stormseeker, potentially like enough damage to force them out if you have something like Frostbound and Kins, can be good too. Those things are just nice, because otherwise you're just sort of hitting people for no reason, and that's not great. We're definitely getting ganked here, so I'm just going to back up. Notice how aggressive that guy postures all of a sudden. Why do you do that unless you're getting help? Really simple, you wouldn't. So the moment we see that, we know to back up. Better baiting right there is actually to just keep that for him and sit somewhat back, so I kind of like feel the need to continue auto-attacking. But even then, there's like a bit of a glaring issue there of like, hey, why is this guy not just like walking away, right? Well, that was a bad ult by me. He should be dead. Yeah, sorry. Not a great one by me. Oh my gosh, what a lucky guy. All right, well done. Yeah, I didn't play that very well, but do end up getting away with it, so that's great. His blue is not up. But yeah, generally speaking, look, I mean, you look in a spot like that, if I'm hitting someone and again, they're letting me, or it's just like weird, a lot of like your vision in this game, and I know like we had a little ward there, but there's not a lot of vision on the map, and especially in ranked, in a way that I'm able to, especially in competitive, maybe not so much in these videos because sometimes I'm a little distracted, but especially in competitive, the way that I'm able to kind of keep like so aware of what's going on is you just kind of get a vibe for the map. So you look at the map right now, pressure-wise, where are we? Like, not pressure-wise, like point-wise, where are we? We're really far pushed up comparatively to the rest of our team. Where's the rest of our team? Rather far back. I mean, the furthest person besides us is the Medusa at the midpoint of the map. Like, chances are that we're probably in a bad spot. Now, I can fight for a little bit because I don't feel like too much of a threat even if I do get ganked, but I want to kind of start backing up. Now we see Medusa coming up. Now we know that we're probably okay. Look, now she gets ganked by the mom and we know we're good. Now, Medusa walking up was really silly, but the point is it's like they can kind of be your wards by seeing activity go to them. Now, that's not the most helpful if you're playing a backline role, but I'm saying for solo, you tend to be tankier, you tend to be more of a hassle to kill, so the commitment to you is going to be a little bit larger, and therefore, if there's people who are as far pushed up as you, generally speaking, junglers and stuff are going to go to those targets. Now, that's not always, but generally speaking, and that really kind of helps you build a bit of a framework, because again, if I'm pushed up and the Scotty's pushed up, well, look what Scotty's doing and look what I'll be doing. Not much, and she'll be doing a lot. Getting towers, getting a lot more farm, all those things, so she's usually the higher priority target and also a lot easier to gank. So it's very important to kind of like factor that in, think about that, and use your people around you as vision. That's a very transferable thing. That's always going to be important in Smite 1, Smite 2, anything. And if you can kind of use that correctly, you can kind of get a grasp for where people are. Again, we see people backing on left. Will Mammon be on the left side? Probably not. Where could they be right now? Pyromancer, right? It's a very obvious play to look for. Maybe they're not on it, right? But you would expect them to be. We don't have pressure on the map. Gold's down. Nothing's up on the left side of the jungle. Our teammates just backed. Very natural call there is to go do Pyro. Now, when you're playing against worse players, they're not going to make those calls efficiently, effectively, especially in ranked. But as long as you kind of know what the next play for them is, and you can kind of predict that. Again, you can make your posturing safe. I'm good to play up right now because notice my team is all mid and right side. I have Scotty with me. If people come to me, they probably will on their team, but again, I don't care because now I have help. So this guy gets blinked on. Again, we are expecting Mama to be here. We can ult. A little bit off the mark, sadly. But this fight still should hopefully be okay. These guys are on Pyro, which I don't love, but we are getting our auto attacks off. I do hit this Ganesha pretty hard with the Animosity X. Do want to probably switch targets, though, to this Mammon. And this fight can still be fine. They are very far, though. Yeah, it's a little bit unlucky. I didn't actually get the ult off on the Mammon. I think if we do, this fight goes a lot better, but it's all good. A bit silly by the team to go to Pyro there, I won't lie, but it's all good. Ganesh is dead. We're going to slow this AMC. I'm not going to die to this guy because I'm healthy enough. I'll come over now to this AMC again. We're going to just play this rock, wait for a 3 to come up. Now we walk at him because we are under no threat, and I can just kind of reset, go left. I could just pull fire right now. They're all fine calls. We do have a bomb, so secure-wise we should be okay. Wukong's mid. Shibalanko is left, so I don't think he'll come over. We have a roll soon as well. This should be pretty free. An action has been taken against a player you have reported. I only report people who, like, literally troll games, so the streets have been made safe for folks. You are welcome. 185 stacks though now. It looks like we're going to probably need to get a little bit closer to 250 to get capped attack speed. But we might go an attack speed item here last, so probably be like just about there. And Wukong opens out. No need to bomb, but I guess it's performative and it looks cool. And that will be that. So again, we have Midgard, so we don't really need Frostbound all too badly. Just because, you know, we already are slowing people if they're hitting us. Granted, Frostbound is slowing people who aren't autoing us, but you get the idea. It's probably enough. It'll probably be okay. And we can just go into a kin size last. We could go into a weird item last that's kind of fun. Like, I don't know, maybe a Jotuns, because unironically, like, we'd get movement speed, we'd get flat pen, we'd get power. As long as you kind of get the ideas of building, you can actually build kind of weird, and it can make sense. Again, it's going to look bad, but look, we have a physical defense skewed build. We're very tanky on that front. Obviously, this guy giving me prots doesn't hurt. He's very dead, though. But I'm always very safe on this character, so we can always kind of run away. And on the bright side, what's going to happen here is notice Medusa splitting. This is pretty smart. I'm going to just ult and run. Oh, she got her thing stopped. That's unfortunate. Alright, they're going to keep chasing me, though, and we will have numbers eventually. on the left side and mid side. I'm probably dead here, though. Again, can't really beat this character. Man, after everything we just said, things just went bad. Do we get left, though? We do. See? So it's all good. Yeah, obviously a little bit awkward, but it works. If they're going to commit for you and your team, and you guys got a clear passage, you'll be able to get something. So, worked out okay. But yeah, last item here, we actually have a lot of different options. The most natural and fitting option is just a kin size here, right? Unironically, going a shifter shield is pretty good. Physical defense, magical defense, power, it's solid, right? I could say, hey, let's go Jotuns because I want to be capped cooldown. I want to have the Jotun's glyph so I can become really quick when I get a little bit poked, which is really nice. It's sort of a pseudo winged blade. Obviously, no slow immunity in that, but when you're getting kind of chased and dove and stuff, could be pretty cool. You know, those are all like actually kind of okay, and just to kind of prove a point, we're going it, so should be exciting. Anytime you have a glyph too, it's always kind of fun because you get a little bit extra value in that, but 40% cooldown. I know our magical prots are kind of low, but again, look at the context of the game. Mom's the only person who's going to be doing magical damage. Of course, right there, she was absolutely frying us. I don't think us building more magical defense means we win those 1v1s, honestly. So it's kind of just like a sunk 1v1 and a sunk matchup. That's just that character. If I went kin size, would it be better? Probably. Again, I'm not going to do that. When we're in a grouped 5v5 fight, if Mom is on us, we win the game, right? Mom's going to be on the back line, on the jungler. That's just not my target, right? And whenever you're these auto attack characters, you kind of think of it like you are a duelist. You're a 1v1 character. You can do a little bit of 1v2ing, a bit of 1v3ing, a bit of 2v3ing, whatever the case might be. But generally speaking, your goal is to kind of pick someone out and go for them. And when they have a Mom that's going to be diving your team, and the magical damage won't be on you, we can slate towards this physical defense, and we should be pretty well off. We have double flat pen now as well. Power increase with her ultimate. We should do pretty great damage to these backliners. And again, is kin size unequivocally always like better? Yeah, probably, but Jotun's movement speed sounds really fun, so we're giving it a go. We got 200 stacks here, so a little bit more and we'll have that capped attack speed, which we've been very much looking for. And this guy, I think, is actually just going to get picked. Great. Nice job. Head over to mid here, go get this wave out. And we can just push right now. We don't have fire, but we do have a pick. Mommin's left, so obviously she's going to need to back in a second. And we can kind of use this double flat pen, this damage we have, Midgard as well, to just sort of stick to this guy with no fear. Remember, Jotun's movement speed means we can also just kind of backpedal, use it almost as a pseudo fatalis. A little bit out of range, but we do force the Aegis. And I'm going to get a bunch of aggression towards me, but we get right. Don't care. It's all good. Again, if Mom is on us, things are probably good across the map. I know it looks really scuffed and weird and stupid to just like ult in and in, but again, if they're on us and they're not on other people, probably pretty happy. We can just back up here. It's not a big deal. We don't get the Phoenix, but we got right Phoenixes, which is what they were doing. Left Phoenix still down for a bit. Now they're overcommitting, and we'll probably get some picks. I don't know if everybody, but some picks. Good luck, buddy. Good job. Nice. Great. Now, this guy might be able to get mid, even if he doesn't. Still pretty happy. Does he have a ward? No, but I have this one over there. This guy should win this 1v1 pretty comfortably. ADCs are OP. Yeah, good job. And he'll get this. So, eventually it does all kind of work out. Nice job. Even if he dies here, who cares? In a point like that, by the way, it's actually way better to just not active. Again, he made a great play, so I don't care, but it's a lot better to not active. You're kind of just already dead, so there's no point of wasting it, because now when we come to fire, they have to kind of Hail Mary defend this, so we just want to ideally have as many actives and safe havens and points and all that stuff, and that's why I'm not sure if I had beads when I dove on that AMC, but even if I did, I wouldn't have beads there. So if I did have it, that's why I didn't beads, and if I didn't, I wouldn't have, so yeah. But the Jotuns is fun, you know, I kind of get to hit people. It's unfortunate that they have an AMC. He's a little bit faster also. I'm doing way less damage to him because he has Breastplate and Bluestone, so he just has health and defense. Generally, you'll see Bluestone, but not Breastplate. This is a little cringe by him, but what can you do? We do have Quad Fizz, so they are, like, disproportionately tanky. It's kind of just part of the game sometimes. Animosity X is magical damage, though, so that's fun. And remember, Midgard Jotuns, we are fast, he's slow. And yeah, we just win those straight up. So cool stuff. Again, with Frostbound Kins, are we always winning those? Absolutely. But we can do something a little bit different. Again, as long as you're kind of keeping those build ideals, you should be fine. He's got a 1v1 build with Ikoval, which is interesting. Right now, obviously, what's the objective? Fire. What do we want to do? We want to keep whoever we can out. AMC's the easiest keep out. Obviously, we use our vision right there as like wards and zoning wards, and if they walk through our vision, we know where they're coming. We want to watch the other spots that isn't the vision. I'm going to ult on this guy. Did not get the spot. That's alright. But the Jotun's movement speed is going to help us a little bit. And because we're so fast, now we can just reach him. And I think we're feeling pretty good about this. Again, if he's going on us, I'm feeling okay. That is no problem by me. See what I mean? And AMC, or Xbalanque is back up. We're going to disarm him. We don't even need to commit to him. I just need to find the disarm. We found it. And I don't think it really would have mattered, but just in case. Game is over just like that. Yeah, so if we had a little bit more even fights on that fire, really our goal is like anytime there's a fight, we just want to look for whoever we can that's an auto attack or disarm them. Xbalanque or AMC. Xbalanque is a bit higher pro because he's more of an attack speed, ADC hunter. AMC still does value, even when he's not auto attacking with Bs and his 2 and his ult and all that. But you just look for the auto attacker. Could sometimes be the jungler if it's a Baka or something. And you actually just kind of look for them. You kind of just follow them around. You just disarm and then you ult. You don't always necessarily need to do that, but if that's like the game, you can do that. So a lot of that game, we just kind of looked for something to disarm and whatever. Didn't need to as much, but pretty good damage, pretty good mitigated. You know, solid match, 5-3-10. Feels pretty good. It was a good team win. Don't think I had the most impactful match in the world, but I didn't need to. I farmed well. We rotated when we needed to, and we just kind of built a natural lead. And despite having a weird build, again, it can work. This stuff isn't the worst thing in the world. Jotun's actually helped us get that kill in the AMC. So again, thank you for watching, but really quick rundown. Tomorrow, patch notes reaction video. Friday, we are going to be having a, god builds for solo lane things. I'm not going to do a top 5 gods. I'm going to try to find a way to make the title snappy, but top 5 gods is kind of ridiculous when you have like 40 characters or 30 characters or whatever, and how many of them are actually solo laners, right? So we'll try to figure out some builds for those and post that. And yeah, that'll be that. So thank you guys for watching as always. It's been a good one, and I will see you sometime soon. Peace.